are you doing? My name is Lourdes Jackson. I am a visual artist and designer from Tacoma, Washington. I was born in Portland, Oregon, but I've been living in Tacoma, Washington for about the past 16 years. Recently, I have constructed a work for the Tacoma Ocean Fest, being hosted by the Fall Seaport Museum. I'm really excited to show this piece because this piece is something that I've worked on with different fabrics I've worked on the design side of things that I do. I often spend a lot of time in Los Angeles, which allows me to just kind of put music on and pick through fabrics and look through different prints. And then a lot of my friends there in the fashion industry, so I'll call them for pointers on how different fabrics lay and how different fabrics lay on top of each other and stuff like that. So this piece is definitely something that I've been wanting to do, but also something that I haven't had a chance to really put on a piece of this size. The piece here you see behind me is called Shore. Shore spelled S-H-O-R-E, but pronounced like sure. I named it that because I wanted to give it kind of the relevance between just what people say every day. Sure, humans say sure every day. It's like something that comes out of our mouth without, we don't even say yes sometimes, we just say sure. And the actual shore of an ocean. And then kind of with this piece, I kind of wanted to represent the shore going into the depths of the ocean, and kind of what you would see when you look at aerial ocean photography. My grandfather, he is 92 years old right now, and since I was about, I don't know, since any first memories I can remember, I grew up on his boat. He had an old wooden Chris craft. I spent a lot of my time on a boat, and so even just something as simple as learning how to swim is something like really important in our family. Just to kind of explain to you guys what I'm doing with this piece, how I constructed it, and kind of what I wanted to symbolize between the relationship between human beings and ocean life. So how I wanted to construct this piece was to take the different layers of organza. Organza is a fabric that is a silk fabric. It's a little more transparent. If you've seen any of my pieces previously, you'll notice everything is kind of done in layers. Even when I'm writing with cursive over my pieces, you can always see what's under them. A lot of my previous pieces that I've done are collage. So with these pieces, layering the different colors, the color on top, which you see is the blue, is blue radiance. And while I'm layering these different pieces of organza, it just gets darker as it goes higher and the pieces layer over each other. Then under it is a piece of fabric organza that is called eggnog, but it really simulates wet sand really well. And then another layer on this particular piece, but not on the other ones, is a layer I wanted to add to simulate kind of a pink sandy hue. The piece on the right, in the middle, actually is only the pink sand. There is no eggnog. I wanted to add that to the two pieces on the left and the right to kind of just give them a little bit of a difference. But as I'm layering from the blue radiance to the eggnog to the rosy pink piece of organza, and then down onto the ivory white fabric, I just wanted to give the simulation that it was coming down in layers and the shore was washing up. Then going over that using fabric medium and acrylic paint, I wanted to paint what you would see in the ocean if this were a scene of something being extremely calm. When we're speaking about the relationship between human life and ocean life, the sad thing about it is a lot of times we're talking about how we're polluting the seas, This is something that, no matter how hard we try to clean up the beaches or no matter how hard we pull motorized boats out of the water, everything we do in the environment just kind of harms the ocean life. So when I'm looking at aerial ocean photography and I'm seeing these scenes where you're seeing all these sharks or all these schools of fish, it's always in a more calm part of the ocean. It's never usually where too many people are. It's never usually where there's too much commotion. What I wanted to do, back to putting some type of symbolism of human life, is I wanted to put the different ships. As you can see, there's a sailboat up on this top one on the right, and some of the different ships, but no humans. And I really thought that was important because for me, it symbolizes, which for such a beautiful piece, for such a calm piece, it kind of makes you think like, well, the only time that any life forms ever come out, even when you're walking through the park, is when there's no humans around. And so, I love my life. I love being human. I love I love driving my cars. I love riding my motorcycles. I love doing some of these things. But at the same time, these are the things that when we come through ripping down the street in a motorcycle or ripping down the runway in some water in a speedboat, no animal life wants to be there. And I really feel like you get to see the beauty of the ocean when it's calm, when no life forms are around. I'm really, really happy with the way the pieces came out, but I don't feel like they get to show themselves off as much as when the wind is blowing, or when there's a fan on, or when there will be people in here. And as I constructed these pieces, and as I construct pieces that are like this, that are much bigger, I kind of want people to touch on the pieces, because the thing, after all, it's just fabric. It can be washed, it can be straightened and steamed again, it can be rehung. The same way you would wash a beautiful dress in your home, you can do this piece. And so I want people to touch the pieces. I want people to come and walk behind them and under them. With the next piece that I work on in this style, I want to do a really, really, really big piece that can be not just suspended on a wall, but actually suspended in an open space. So that way when people are walking around it, they can walk through the different layers of it. Not only do I think it'll make for great pictures, but I think it'll make for just a really, really, really great piece that I haven't personally seen anyone do before.